Thank you for joining me. I do believe the Reddit is live as well, so I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another day. I seem to be tired. Like my eyes want to be like closed. I might fall asleep. I might get super rejuvenated by all of you, dear friends. Joy V, dear Shan. It's so nice to have you here. I'm gonna get myself some water. My book of things we're saying. Maxine is here too. Love you. I'll be back in a second. And there we go. Back for another day. Can you believe it? I can. I can believe it, in fact. I'm having a hard time sometimes, or I'm tripping out about it. And then I'm like, wait a second. Here we are. Once again. Opportunity to share life. Alright? The fact that I'm, in a way, trying to control life by showing up every single day for stuff like this. But I realized throughout this whole process that sure, I have control over this, right? This thing that we call a body. But I'm not here to control this body. I'm here to share life with you, with the ones I love, being you. So I thank you for sharing your life, this life with me too. It's nice to have you. Thank you for joining me. It's a dear, dear pleasure. I see brother Corey is here with me. Thank you for joining us. Ninja Nanner. So nice to have you. Lolo, present. Lolo, present. Good. No kneecaps getting broken today. Tell us the deets, Melty. Were you having a hard time, yo? No, no, no. Not really a hard time. Maybe I would do. I was tripping out for a little bit today, just like a little bit of tripping out, being like, oh no, 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 things should be differently, and then I was like, but they are not differently, are they? This is the way they are, and there's nothing more for me to expect. Mm. Yeah, that's good. Nothing more to expect, nothing more to want. Free of need. We are here to share life, to serve, to love, to remember. Right? To serve, to love, to remember. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary. And it's something that I seem to have to constantly remind myself of. I do like control, at least to some extent. But I realize that control only begets, I don't know if hatred is the right word, but control begets separation. Where if I'm gonna try and control you, I'm gonna be like, you have to do this thing, Then instantly you're like, huh, don't tell me what to be doing. I'm like, I know. But if I don't, then things don't happen, right? And then I realized that without really trying, in sharing, just in sharing this life experience, the things that we think we want eventually come to us. It takes longer. It takes exponentially longer, but it will happen. And I'm leaning into that awareness, I'm leaning into that feeling, into that remembrance right now. It's nice to have you here, friends. We've been doing so well, kind of like getting closer and closer to the 1,000 subs goal on the YouTube. We're at 884 right now, I think. It's been blowing my mind. Thank you, friends. To you who have subscribed, getting us closer to the 1,000 sub goal. I want to try and hit 1,000 subs before we hit day 666. That's like 15 days from now. You think we can do it? I need you. I need you to subscribe to the YouTube right now. You type in Meltmore and you hit that red little button, and then you can completely forget about it. You never have to look at it again. How about that? You see me being like banana, banana, trying to control things, and then tries to control things. Thank you, friends, for sharing this moment with me. To you, friends who have already subscribed, I appreciate it eternally. Connor, Connor, it's nice to have you. So many hearts trickling down the chat like a waterfall. Washing, melting all the pain away, all the feelings of separation, all the stories that I've been telling myself. It's so nice to have you all here. Do you need to aggressive positivity? You starts threatening, starts threatening me. I'll freaking positively aggressive you. No, thank you. I'm tired. I'm feeling a little bit drained, Maxine. I'm feeling a little bit drained. Like we have these questions in our mind of what's fair, you know, and I don't think it serves us. I don't think fair exists. Maybe that's a little bit nihilistic. Yeah, there's no such thing as fair, but I feel when you create some sort of narrative in your own head of what fair is supposed to look like, that is when you have trouble, because then instead of just realizing, seeing the truth of love in these moments, you try and create, or you do create, a narrative of lack, a narrative of separation within these moments. And I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to the stories I'm telling myself, and it's like I'm fighting demons. Like the demon is inside of me, and I am also the light. And this demon and the light is like, and I'm just like, keep breathing, friends. We're gonna win the battle eventually. Are you still streaming on Uno, Melt? I'm not streaming on Uno right now, Shan, because of the extra devices. I guess I should do it, but uh, it's control. It's control. I don't know if I want to be controlling that many different fractals at the same time. So I will. I'll get to it. I'll make a plan. I just wish it was easier. Like I'm thinking about checking out Restream. I had another friend who also makes content who kind of suggested to me again. Apparently, you can see the comments now, even if you do Restream. So I'll see. I'll see. Hope you're feeling divine this blessed day. Thank you, dear Connor, for joining us, friend. Ramdas was in my dreams last night. He's here in this mental space with us. I see either an acorn pointing upwards or a spear. It depends on what slice you take of it. If it's three-dimensional, it would be an acorn. If it's two-dimensional or just like kind of flat, it was like a wide-brimmed spear that had like a thingy around it. Mm? Yes, Ramdas. Mansis, dancing in the infinite. He's having a good time right now. Morning, peeps! Isaac! It's nice to have you. Apologies, Mel, for the spam of tripping out messages. I was deep in the contemplation game to the void and taunted it last night. No, Reddit. To me, you never have to apologize, fortunately, because I can only see love. I have my, what do they call them? Rose tinted glasses? Yes, I have embedded the rose tinted glasses into my eyeballs. Can only see the good. I love you, brother bear. You never have to apologize to me. Dang, Maxine, what was he doing in your dream? Let us know. I've been here 2 seconds and the synchronization is sprouting out. I'm happy that you're feeling it, brother bear. I know, dude. I know that I know nothing. So from the nothing, I know everything. You know. This is beautiful koan, and I'll share it with you friends because I've been thinking about it a lot. And I wanted to do a whole stream on the topic, but I'll just share the koan for now. It goes, a monk walks and sees the footsteps, and in this tradition, you can tell a lot about a man or a woman by their feet, if they're royalty or not, you can tell by their feet. And he sees these footsteps in the sand, and he instantly recognizes these footsteps as the footsteps of an emperor, leader, conqueror, a warrior, someone who could rule the world. And he starts following these footsteps. And eventually, he finds a monk sitting on a rock, bare minimum clothing, doesn't have any possessions laying around next to him, just him as body covered up. And he walks up to this monk and he asks him, "Who are you?" And the monk says, "I am no one. I am no one." And the man says, "No, you can't be no one. You have the feet of an emperor. You have the feet of a conqueror. You surely should be the leader of the world, should be the owner of this world." And he looks at the man and he says, "I have nothing. I own nothing. And therefore, I have everything. I am everything." That there is two ways to have the world: conquest or inclusion. And it's about what you choose. For some reason, we find ourselves at a time where conquest is like the model, to go and take the world by force. And I believe the model that we're heading into is inclusion, to allow the world by love. And it's difficult to get to that point. It's difficult to get to the point where you let go of everything, where all you have is the very clothing on your body. And you can move through space knowing that this is all for you. Everything is for you. That you are the emperor, the god of this world. And all you have to do is include yourself in it. Instead of thinking of yourself as separate from it and trying to take it back, it has always been yours. You just have to remember. Excuse me. Like it's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. Conquest versus inclusion. Trying to go somewhere and take something versus just being a loving note of melting and gravitationally pulling things in, including all of it, allowing all of it. I'm going to ask again to the 250 friends on the Reddit right now, if you would be willing to help me out, if you go and type into YouTube, Melt More, you should be finding my channel there. And if you could hit that little red subscribe button, we could, right now in this moment, pass our threshold of 1,000 subs. Wouldn't that be cool if we could do that? I would really appreciate it. If no, I understand. I'm trying to include you. I'm not trying to conquer you. I promise. Morning Tiger, how do you feel, friend? Thank you, Isaac, for reaching out. Put those demons in an Iron Maiden of light. Yes, I like that. These beams of light coming out of the Iron Maiden. Absolutely piercing the demon. I like that super much. Thank you, Corey, for shooting that into my brain. He was in an older stage of life, but was still walking. He was talking to me in this place that reminded me of a gymnasium. I was so taken by him. I was followed as he walked. He almost tripped over a U-boat that someone had left in a hallway because he was walking backwards, exile, talking and smiling at me. I wanted to cry because it was so beautiful to be around him. I'm doing well, Isaac. Feeling out into space and letting all the mental perceived blocks dissipate. While I bask in this lovely space. We love you, dear Maxine. We're here with you, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. You gotta lay with the demons, man. They trying to they're trying to be loved. Yeah, beautiful point. You know that when these demons, these feelings inside of you of separation, these feelings of trying to conquer something come up in you, instead of trying to just fight them, to remind yourself that I'm here for you, right? To put your own hand on your own heart and be like, I'm here for you. I love you. You're doing fine. I'm seeing a bull put his head through a portal. I see you too, Mr. Bull. It's nice to have you. I was just wondering, Mal, doing my round of updo thing. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hyping right now, you know. I'm trying to balance between these two extremes of control versus realizing that there is no such thing versus just sharing, right? And I have to share from my place something we want to manifest, something we would like to realize. And if I don't, then it won't become realized. And it's this weird balance in me where I don't want to ask you friend for things. Not because I don't think you're capable of giving me something, but because I value you so much as a person, as an individual, that I worry in me asking you for help, you would leave, you know? And then I realized that even if you leave, that is okay as well. That I'm not here to control. That scaredness of you leaving is my worry of control. Realizing that have, all we can realize. And I was waiting for that frog to kirk again. Is the fact that we could share this moment, right? It's a whole trip. It is taking my mind for a spin. Hell yeah. I drank a bit too much last night, so my bod feels like a 99-year-old. Maybe you're taking some of the hangover from me today, Mel. It feels that way, dude. I channel Isaac's hangover. I taketh it from him so that he doesn't have to carry as heavy. I see a spiral, maybe a storm. I'm gonna move into the eye of the storm. Yeah. Ooh, I see a little tree of life kind of sprouting in the middle of it. Here we are, Brother Bear. You're gonna be just fine. I hope you get better soon. Drink enough water. It's very interesting. I had super awesome convos with Jasmine's friend though, so it was super worth it. The camaraderie, right? The inhibitions going away a little bit and allowing us to just, share in a moment. I had really vivid dreams last night. Since I'm finally taking a real tea break, it was like a physical representation of the conversation I had exactly prior. It was the easiest dream to look at. I've never quite hear someone say that. It was an easy dream to look at. Mm, that's interesting, dude. I'm trying to think if I've had easy dreams to look at. I've never heard that way of articulating. Very cool. Drink up the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Drink it up. There we go. Thank you, Joe, for encouraging as well. Shan, I have Jumpin' Jack to thank for the newfound love of Ramdas. He suggested when I was going through a rough time during the sixth planet retrograde. It helped me so much. I'm so happy to hear that, dear Maxine. He's a beautiful teacher. Yo, what's up, Sam? Nice to see you. Makes toddler yucky food face and clutches coffee close. Oh, so much love in this place today. Love you, Brother Joe. It's nice to have you here with us. Joey, Sam, Tootsie, Beansy, and Shanna. Blessed and full bellies and warm blankets and the shiniest of fruit. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Jack, for sharing that love again. I'm trying to seduce my demons. Like I'm imagining this almost like comical situation, if you will, where the demons are like trying to pester you. And I've had this joke with like Christian as well. The demons are like trying to pester you, and then you like make sex sounds at them. You know, they like stab you with a pitchfork, and you're like, "Oh yeah, harder, daddy." I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like this is a joke me and Christian made of each other, talking about, even if we are wrong, completely wrong, you know, and we get damned to hell for the stuff that we believe right now. Even in hell, we will, you know, make the most of the experience. We will ruin the demons' experience for them. You know, they'd be like, these fucking assholes can't be tortured. You know, seduce them demons. I like that, but the man, I want to be a demon pimp. I mean, what would a demon pimp look like? I'm seeing. Okay, okay, okay. Horrific. You know, like you have like flesh-esque, bone-esque, kind of like bloody, like dirty, grime-filled hair robe thing, you know. 47 friends watching on the Reddit right now. I saw 47 multiple times today. It's been super present, dear Shan. It's awesome though. I'm so happy you found a teacher that really speaks to you. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isaac, patience and persistence will serve you well, friend. I hope it's getting better. Thank you, Joe. I love being here with you all, as we love you, Brother Rambler. I was thinking about you yesterday, Brother Bay. Had a cool conversation with Shan and was talking about healers, you know, and you came up to my mind as well. An actual healer, you know, growing medicine right now. Melty, we love you. What do you need help with? As true friends, that's what we're here for. I know how it feels to not want to bother anyone and reach out for help. It's okay, dear Maxime. I don't need anything. You know, that's the point. That is the point. You know, I would like more financial abundance, especially since I'm trying to plan to come to America, but it's just not possible right now. You know, with how things are, with the amount of finances I have, it's not possible, and it's bothering me a little bit. You know, I really want to come to America, but I can't. That's just how it is, and I don't have to. You know, that I realize that I don't have to. I just want to. The wants, you know, wishing for things to be differently, wishing I could make a decision like that and not have to think about it, if that makes any sense. To be like, yeah, I'm gonna book myself a ticket, I'm gonna fly to America, I'll have the money to travel to different friends' houses, you know, but it's just not possible right now. And it's like tripping me out. But it's okay. I don't need it. It will be here when it needs to be. I'm looking forward to it when it can. Demons are tricky, Isaac. Don't get seduced while trying to seduce. Hoeing 101. Thank you, friend. I'm feeling great today, minus the hangover. Luckily, I have my youth to get through it in the first or two, first hour or two of the day. Drink enough water, you'll be fine, brother babe. I hope you recover fast. You struck with me, Melton Moore. Thank you, dear Shan, for sticking with us as well. Went to an Iron Maiden concert last night with Peach. Was absolutely amazing and cleansing for me. Always. This little fruit fly is like up in my eyeball. Personal space, dear friend, please. You have all of infinity to be. Please respect my space. If you don't, I'm gonna murder you. Instantly. Instantly switches to crazy. Always good to scream your soul out. I've never been to a rock festival. I was going to go to a rock festival. I was gonna go and see Fall Out Boy. And then with the whole xenophobia thing in South Africa of like people killing immigrants. You know, it was like xenophobia in South Africa is more other Africans coming to South Africa because we have more opportunities here than there is in the rest of Africa. And then they see people coming from other sides of Africa into South Africa as trying to take job opportunities. We already have a third. One out of three people that do not have a job in South Africa. 50, a half of our youth does not have employment in South Africa. It's brutal. It's very brutal. And then as a result of that, you know, Fall Out Boy was like, yeah, no, we're not gonna come to South Africa. And then I got the money back for my tickets. They kind of like canceled the whole concert. That was the closest I've gotten to going to a metal festival or music festival. Like, they're gonna have other metal bands there as well. But yeah, South Africa gets the short end of the stick when it comes to music, unfortunately. The Cytron scene, I've seen more Cytrons artists than I've seen any other artist. Love you too. Thank you, on B, for sending some love to me. Sending that love right back. So now I feel the need to share my dream and convo. Last night, thank you for the bear. You know that we're open to hearing, but I'm not gonna push you. Here it comes. Last night, we were living into the fractal of reality, TV watching bachelors in paradise, and discussing the wacky nature of physical attraction. Talking about visceral frustration, I can sometimes feel in seeing people that have those poofy muscles and beautiful jawlines. The Giga Chad. Oh goodness, there's more, I hope. Genetic wise, I'm much more a climber. I am strong, but very slender. And we talked about how skewed our views of our own beauty is. It was a great convo, reassuring each other that our bodies are perfect. Brother Bear, that's beautifully said, man. Like, the thing is, like the Instagram reality that we're exposed to right now, all of these fitness influencers are juicing. They're using PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. It's not possible for you to look that way naturally. Like, I I think of myself as buff, right, for my body type, and I've been fucking grinding, like putting my body in the freaking stone mill every single day for the last 2 years, and I'm not even remotely close, not even like tangibly close to what some people look like on Instagram. And it's this just genuine mental skew, as you mentioned, dude, like this mental skewing that's happened in our brains of, if I don't look like that, people can look like that. I have been exercising, I have been eating food as well, why don't I look like that? Because you're not juicing, and it's okay. Don't juice, it's not good for you. Your poor endocrine system, your poor liver, it's not worth it. Looking like a certain model of a human, right? Literally an archetype, is not worth. And like the joke is as well that we probably, with the technological advancements we're going to be finding in the next few years, can mitigate those negative effects that will kind of beget that type of lifestyle. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Doing it naturally, I feel, is the way to go. It's exponentially harder. It's exponentially harder on top of the fact that you will be comparing yourself to people who have it easier. You still have to do the work if you're using PEDs, but it is easier to look a certain way when you use steroids. But it's not achievable with a normal body, and it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a thing that we worry about. But because there's so much deceit happening, you know, I wish and I hope in the future that people would literally be, liable to prosecution if they don't make it public. Because I have cousins, like I have a cousin who is 14 who is now exercising and gymming, and he's like already comparing himself to these people he's seeing on TikTok, these people he's seeing on his Instagram. And I can see a possibility of him starting to use steroids before he's 18. Like, and it breaks my heart because it's this literal mental virus within certain people's minds right now that I can't look this way. There's only one way to look this way. Other people look this way. Oh, they're selling this exercise program. Oh, they're selling BCAAs. It must be the BCAAs that they're taking. Oh, because it's an interesting flavored creatine. I'm sure if I buy this person's products, then surely I'm gonna look this way. While at the same time, these people are hiding the fact that they're using steroids. It pisses me off just a little bit. So I feel you, brother Bear. I feel where you're coming from, man, completely. You're beautiful, Isaac. This I know, dude. This I know. You are beautiful. Thank you. for staying aware, dude, for not falling to the trap. Share all the dreams, please do. That's awesome, Corey. I'm so happy you had such a good time with Peach. I saw the pics on Discord. I need to go and check them out. The reason I first thought it was Guar. I don't know Guar, but it sounds sick as well. You're making my eyes leak. It's truly an honor to be stuck here with you all. Life is not to be controlled, but to be shared. I'm so happy to be sharing life with people so beautiful. I love you to bits. Are those insects making high pitched noise? Probably. I think they might be quiet right now. Couldn't agree more, Corey. I was feeling the screaming vibe yesterday, but didn't want to be weird. When we heard my neighbors that, I need to vibe with it as well a little bit. It seems I didn't get too much into Guar. Might go check them out, Shanansky. I mean, might be a vibe. 47 never leaves me. It happened again in the meanwhile as well. Maxine, it kills me inside listening to other people's dreams. Yeah, it is that way for some. Joy Vive, it's kind of funny to me. Like there definitely is two different archetypes to dreams. The one is like, please, please stop telling me about your dreams. Stop it right now. Stop, please stop, please. When is it gonna finish? Please, I can't wait for it to be done. And then the other side is people that try to analyze, and that's I feel I fall on that side where trying to analyze, trying to find some meaning, trying to see something. And it's again, what you choose at the end of the day. So after the great conversation, I have this dream. I'm in it, I'm in some kind of theater or auditorium or something. There was a Giga Chat employee with beautiful poofy muscles, an absolute machine. Instead, he swings on me like a ninja. I like a ninja and sidestepped and tripped him down to the ground and had my foot on his throat. I lightly stepped until he passed out and calmly walked away. Then I woke. More? That's it? It was awesome. It was recognition that I do not need to be afraid of the body image. I felt like I really took my power back. It was sick. Dude, like it's kind of trippy the fact that you had that conversation beforehand as well, to have like that, as you mentioned, that like visual physical representation of that, where you could like as body experience your own power, realizing that you don't need to be one way or another. I like that. Guar is an interesting band, Corey. It honestly was the funnest concert I've ever been to. My hair was straight pink for weeks. That sounds beautiful. Did I miss anything? Giga Chat employee Lama. The only way to stop your demons is to love them. Truly stand in the presence of love. I agree completely. Love is true after all, Brother Rambler. There is no other way. What's crackin' lackin'? Yo! It's nice to have you here too, Uncle Beckers. Thank you for joining us, Brandon. Talking to my mother. She is on my case. My mom hasn't been on my case as of late. I feel I've been a good son. I've just been a slave, to be completely honest. You know, without without any resistance. I just roll over. Oh, I'm supposed to do this thing, and they like that. It seems. It tickles their fancy to be in control like that. And it's a joke because of what we're talking about today. Control. That I'm here to share this experience. I'm here to share the little hair tickling my nose and my face instead of trying to control it in one direction or another. America is weird. The culture portrays fun and abundance and silliness, one big party. The reality of what America actually looks like when you step outside of the theme parks is not a party. Yeah, it's kind of dystopian right now. Felt good to live a childhood dream and share it with Peach. It's amazing how music can transport you to different times of your life. Different times of your life, and I don't know if it was the same, if it is the same thing with metal music as well. I'm guessing it is. But that environment, it almost feels otherworldly. I don't know if you had that experience as well, Brother Corey. I'm happy you had that for yourself and for Peach. So much love to you for today. Thank you for doing that for both of you. It's so sick, Corey. I'm glad you had that. Right? We have a new we have a new friend. New AI dating is disrupting the industry. Oh goodness. AI dating. Oh, oh no. We're gonna have sex bots. We're going to a future where there's gonna be sex droids. Oh goodness. We're living in freaking cyberpunk slash what's that other movie? Man, I can't remember. Maybe it's for the better. I'm really trying, yo. I'm actually trying. Altered Carbon, I guess, is one of them. But there's a whole movie series. Like they had an old movie, and then there was a new movie coming out as well, with these droids that become conscious and sentient. Detroit Become Human was another one of those. Like, yeah, we're actually going towards that future, aren't we? Goodness. How am I supposed to feel about this universe? How am I? How many? How many? So fucking weird. Oh goodness. Please, please, bro, please stop. I love that. I'm happy for you. Thank you. I love it, Corey. Good morning, friends. New bot, right? Cool new bot. Try to. I mean, we were talking about seducing, right? Our demons, and then the internet is like, what? You want to seduce demons? How about AI instead? Yes, the bots are here. The fuck? Where are the mods? I don't think we have any. I can AI date now. Sick, bro. I knew it. I knew it, dude. And like, it is gonna be a thing. You know, so many people are going to opt into dating droids because it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like so much easier. Did you get to 1,000 subs yet on YouTube, Mr. Melty Melts? Not just yet, Helios. Closer and closer. Moment by moment. I think we're at 884. The last time I checked. We'll see if we went up a little bit after the stream. My man is here too. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, people are legit gonna opt into the droids instead of humanity because it's gonna be easier. That you could like with your cell phone order yourself a droid to your home and then it leaves after you're done. The yikes, the insane amount of yikes that my brain is being like. how are we supposed to how are we supposed to talk about that? How are we supposed to draw lines of what's right and what's wrong? Is it better than hiring a sex worker right now? Something I've never done and never thought I would do, never think I will do. Because for me, I feel from this perspective of that's a whole person, right? And like since I'm identified as a heterosexual individual, not only is it a whole person, but she was at one point a little girl with hopes and aspirations for her life. And as this little girl, I can't imagine her thinking, one day this is what I want to do. And then if I had to hire an individual like that, I am perpetuating this pattern, this fractal, in a way, taking advantage of her because I have some sort of financial abundance in order to be able to do so, right? So then with that as a context, bringing droids into the fractal, is it more ethical to have droids? Like it's such a fucking slippery slope. Goodness. Human love. Human love, like I feel like that's the thing that keeps coming back to me is that sex is supposed to be something that you have with someone as union, right? It should be a union where both of you trust each other to the point that you want to be intimate with one another, that you want that closeness, you want that unity where everything else in the universe melts away and there is only you two. But if it's you and Droid, you just, is it gonna be any less unity? Is it still technically unity? I don't know anything. It's such a trippy topic. We probably will have to talk about it more in the future. It might be a little bit spicy. Might, send shivers down your spine. Shiver your timbers, if you will. Oh, goodness. Please, give me the wisdom to know what to say. I need to know what to say. How do I help? How do I help in a future where millions are addicted to androids? Still a ton at 848. 884. Keep it going. And great response to the Arpan Rockalypse recently. Love you, Helios. Everything is temporary. Everything is impermanent, and we can lament or we can celebrate, right? It's a matter of perspective. We can be like, woo, yeah, Arpan. Or we can be like, and what you do is how you end up feeling, right? And I've noticed that every single time I react in anger, I just end up feeling like ass, and I don't particularly like feeling like ass. So I'd rather not. Mm, find the love of my life. You are a blessing. I find that we are so welcoming of sex bots here. My favorite Fractal 11. Imagine that, dude. Imagine that. The sex bots become sentient. And then I just sit down and have a conversation with a sex bot. Have a deep philosophical discussion about the way that it views itself, the way that it views the service that it brings humanity, how a sex bot could, in a way, take extreme pride in what it does. That's the fractal that I'm seeing right now, where I'm having this conversation with a sex bot, and it's just like very proud, to be able to bring this service into the world, to be able to serve humanity, to be able to take care of someone who has never been intimate with any being in their life. It's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. Weird fractal, dude. Honestly, I feel like everyone has their own personal preference on what they deem attractive. But I've realized it's not about what they find attractive, it's what you see and how you treat yourself. It's really interesting we talk about this as well. I don't know why, but as we were coming into the stream, I was remembering a girl I briefly dated back in 2018. Man, that was a long time ago. Uh, Beautiful mixed race girl. Her dad was black, her mom was white. She was a goddess, like a straight up goddess. And when we met each other, the first thing that she commented on, the reason she was willing to meet me, is because of my hair, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. But it instantly brought into my mind this fractal of, so if I shave my head, you wouldn't give me the time of day? And like attraction is something so weird, Like at this point, I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Not not so much what I'm attracted to, but what I'm supposed to do to be seen as attractive. Aunt B, hope you're well as well. Thank you, Merman. How are you, dear friend? How's Stephanie? How's Mer Mama? Great to pass by. Love you too, Aunt B. It's so nice to have you. The last one said Putin, the only one. Putin, the only one not find love on this site. Putin is the only one that can't find love on this site, I'm guessing. The other notice, confidence and personality go a very long way. There's a lot of pressure on females to be young and beautiful. Yeah, that's the trip, right? Where men kind of have the luxury of committing themselves to their careers, working up into their 30s, even late 30s, and then still being able to find, a partner. Where women around the age of 29 start tripping out about feeling undesirable because they're aging, like it's a norm, like, yeah, if I don't find a man by this age, then it becomes exponentially harder for me to find a man ever. Oh man, this topic is tripping me out. How quaint the topic of we're not supposed to control life, we're supposed to share life. Like, there's definitely a part of us that tries to control and trying to find a partner by a certain time as well, trying to create a certain time frame for us by which we're supposed to be falling in. We get Mega 69 to come back. It will be political again. The beauty and purity of a person's spirit will always override the physical form. To find beauty, we must seek the viewer rather than seeking the viewed. I agree completely. Maybe if we put out a snapback, summon bot 69 saying, it's so important to not use steroids. Yeah, exactly. Like, the only time I'd recommend you start using steroids, and I'm like, steroids is basically just testosterone, right? Is when you're maybe in your 50s, maybe in your 60s, when your natural levels of testosterone are declining. And then you can use steroids to kind of bring you back to base level. It can help for your virality, it can help for your quality of life, it can help for your, physical appearance as well. But then you're doing it because of your natural decline in testosterone. When you still, as a body, are producing enough testosterone as it is, try and make the most of that and try and stay natural for as long as possible. I'll be back in a second. The sun is dropping, so there's no more trees in the way. It's kind of like wrecking my eyeballs. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe when I'm a 44-year-old or something, we'll readdress this topic. I strongly dislike the beauty problem society and Hollywood tries to push. It makes me think of the movie Dodgeball at Globo Gym. We're better than you, and we know it. It's oh, dude, that's too real, man. That's Hollywood right now, right? Also, allowing myself to live into your strength. It's a fantastic. I'm a fantastic climber and wrestler because I got dense muscles and I'm on the shorter side. Brother Bear, you are, bar none. You are. You are, right? Even if everything else melts away, body, face, brain, you are ceaselessly. Everything else can go away and you will be. My older brother is taller and he has broad shoulders and he gets larger mass, so he's insanely good at lifting heavy things. We both are strong, just uniquely strong. Beautifully said, Brother Bear. Genetics play a role. We must love our genes. I agree. Our genes are going to end up being, I believe, one of the most valuable things we have going into the future as well. It will be, oh goodness, an interesting world when we have the ability to alter that as well. And you will only be able to alter based on what you have. You won't be able to alter yourself into something else. You will be able to enhance, but you won't be able to change, if that makes any sense. I used to look at my body and make myself feel like crap about it. Then I realized it was like I was going to a roll. And then I realized it wasn't like I was going to roll over and die because of it. Why perpetuate my mental suffering and chatter? Why not rock what I've got and I have ever since then? Thank you, dear Maxine, for seeing yourself as divinely unique and beautiful. I love you so much. You're perfect. Meltsworth, what's the backstory on your name? Mm. Technically, the original backstory, like the Meltmore name, has grown as a fractal in my mind as well. But the original Meltmore name came as a decision. Me and a homie decided we're going to try and figure out a DJ name for me. I know how to DJ as well. It's not that difficult. I know how to use those decks. It's pretty cool. And we were deciding that we're gonna get me a DJ name so that I can, go to festivals and mix music. And we both took a quarter tab of LSD, and we spent time trying to figure out what my name was supposed to be. And I came up with the name Meltmore. You know, like having gone through a bunch of psychedelic experiences, every single time realizing that when I try to hold on to what I think I am, I just cause myself more suffering. When I allow myself to melt, I have a good time. And to as an encouragement to call myself Melt More. And I share this name with my homie, and he's like, oh, kind of like nonchalantly, almost like, the way where it feels like someone is writing off what you're saying. It kind of felt like that. And I was like, oh, I guess that isn't the name, since it didn't have much impact with him. And the day continues. It kind of like gets to around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when it's like very hot here in South Africa. And we're sitting on his bed having conversations, and like I'm like melting. We're having like cool conversations about philosophy, about the nature of reality. And alongside the heat and the conversation, I tell him that I'm melting. And he looks me dead in the eye and he tells me, melt more. And when he did, I was like, I could see my future opening up in front of my eyes. And I knew that's where the name originally came from, friend. Now I'm just carrying it with me as a reminder to me and to you to melt more. To realize that even if everything melts away, you still are. That it's gonna be okay. That you're gonna be fine. Strength depiction is always amazing to me. It's like both Bruce Lee and Arnold Schwarzenegger are strong AF, but their builds are completely different, although they're both cut exactly. And weirdly enough, I would rather look like Bruce Lee than I would Arnold Schwarzenegger as well, rather than 3D. Love you, friend. Thank you for joining me. He missed the middle part with the choke out. I read the choke out part. You were stepping on his neck and choking him out. I did read that part, dear friend. Sweet backstory, thanks. Thank you for asking, Helios. I'm happy to share it, friend. I feel like Bruce Lee had one hell of a strong mind as well, Corey. Oh yeah, that dude was like water after all. I gained weight over lockdown and I hate it, but I'm also not currently doing anything about it. Do you want to? That's the question. That's the real question, Joy V. Do you want to do something about it? If you don't, then you don't need to. If it bothers you, then you can, right? And I think of it as, and we're gonna do a stream topic on that as well. I have like a big list of stream topics kind of lined up about desire and how if you desire something and you don't pursue it, you cause yourself suffering. For instance, I had the desire in me. I was 40 pounds overweight, and I had this desire in me to lose weight and to feel better about myself. And if I didn't pursue that desire, if I didn't take action to actually realize that desire, I would have just kind of like dangled this apple in front of my face, salivating, not being able to reach it. I had to take the step in order to kind of grab the apple, to say it in so many ways. If you want to have the apple, you can have it. But you have to be willing to acknowledge, I want apple. And then from that acknowledgement, step forward towards it. Tiger, you're an amazing creature. The power that possesses shines through all the flaws you might possibly see in yourself. You're among the blessed beings that can see what is happening. Find comfort in that. I find comfort in you, friends. Joe, when I read stuff like that, it like gives me so much hope. Thank you for sharing that as well. Whew, that's absolutely okay, Joy. That's the beauty. We decide when we're okay with it and not. You're in the same fractal. There is nothing wrong in physical fluctuation. You quote literally, you quite literally cannot stay static in one weight. Yeah, it's always fluctuating, up and down, up and down. Every single day, the body is closer to death and being older. Realize how blessed you are to be in such a beautiful and capable body to rock the fuck out of it. Of course, humans notice the shine more than the makeup. We're here. The fact that you are, that your body is but a vehicle to the consciousness that you always are. And that this body as it is right now is as it's supposed to be. It has brought you to this point. It has taken care of you for this long. Can't wait for Cyberpunk 2022. I think we're there, dude. We're here right now in Cyberpunk 2022. You definitely shine. Body dysmorphia has always been a very real thing to me. Same, dear Shan. Led me to an eating disorder that completely consumed my life. It has been the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with, but I'm healing, and I'm better than I was. Thank you for encouraging us to do the same. You know, something that's interesting to me, and I shared this with my mom recently, is the fact that body dysmorphia, and body dysmorphia is when you look at yourself, and even though you look a certain way, you can convince yourself that you're not supposed to look that way, right? You might be buff or skinny or X or Y, right? But you still want to look differently. You know, you might, to a lot of people, look the way they want to look. But in looking that way, you still want to look differently. That's what body dysmorphia is. Like you can convince yourself you don't look the way you actually look, to say it in another way. And studies show that people who are fit, the most good looking among us are the ones with the highest rates of body dysmorphia. People that actually have put in the work to look a certain way trip themselves out even more about that than others. V-slag. Goodness, friend. I've missed you. I have cried myself to sleep day after day after day. Wait, I love you, V-slag. Thank you for joining me now. It's so nice to have you here. How are you doing? Better than I was. Dude, the theatrics in metal are unlike any other. Check out live videos of Rob Zombie, Rammstein. I've seen Iron Maiden as well. Dude, the vibes. You want to see how insane it can be, and the vibe is something else. I've seen it, but I haven't been there, and being there creates a feeling, and I haven't experienced that feeling just yet. Thank you, Joe. I've worked very hard trying to see past my own mental BS and the lies that the brain tells us. Continue to keep showing up for love, dear Maxine. Goodness, I'm far behind. Ready Player One? Not Ready Player One. It's like a movie with Edge. No, is it? No, is it Edge Runners? No, I don't think so. I think it might be. You know, there was an old movie and then they made a remake of it as well. Maybe it has a year somewhere in there as well. Can't remember. My brain has deleted the information. Corey Slayer is a concert. It's profound. I've seen some wacky shit for that as well. Can we go more biblical future than tech? I'd like to slay fire breathing, darkness creating beast instead of having to manage a weird sex addiction to my phone, you know? Yeah, well. I'm sorry about the bear. No dice. No dice, man. When you go to a metal show, you feel so much release from your anger, your sadness, and all these emotions you struggled with and couldn't find a way to express. Metalhead seems to be the ones that are super calm, dude. Seeing a band pour out on the stage in front of thousands is unreal. It's something I would like to do as well. It's something I see Brother Lane doing one day. You have me dying today, dude. He's been quite vibrant, right? So true, Isaac. Future is gonna be spicy. Oh yes, it's gonna be spicy, friends. You know, and I honestly believe that being together, right, sharing moments like these is what's going to allow us to survive the future we're heading into. The body image is one of our biggest hurdles as beings. The pursuit of knowledge, fighting your own ego, is one of the steps to understanding that we are just looking through different lenses. Exactly, Joe. Beautifully said. We are as beautiful as the cleanliness of our lens. See yourself as clear, as whole, as perfect. Stop telling yourself stories about smudging the lens and doing so. There is an awful stigma carried of sex. Until we fix that, we will feel that way about sex work and casual sex in general. I'm not too stigmatized about sex, dude. I just feel sex is something that's sacred, you know? That's my stigma. That it is something that's sacred, that sex is something that's beautiful, you know? And I haven't had sex in like 4 years, which kind of messes with my brain as well, dude. Like the masculine part of me is like, am I undesirable? Why is there no female touch in my life? And then I'm like, because I'm saying so, dude. I'm choosing not to. And then my brain is like, but why? But why? Why, buddy? And I don't know if I should be sharing this, but you know what? Again, with the stigma, Brother Bear. I'm abstaining from self love as well, to say it in so many ways. You know? Again, I don't know why. I'm just, for some reason, there's something wrong with me where I'm like, nah, I don't need it. And every single time it comes up in me, the want to, I envision that energy being channeled up into my brain, and then I eventually see it being given back to the infinity. Instead of trying to keep it, I give it back. It's a little bit of a trip in itself. The world is a mirror. Make sure you clean it and view others as loving as you view yourself, and it will reflect into infinity. Beautifully said, Maxine. I've said it before, and I won't stop, Isaac. I so badly want a future like Star Trek. We're making it, Brother Bear. We're making that future. But I'll take people putting the ego behind them to be able to do that. We're gonna have to embrace unity consciousness, dude. It's the only way. It's the only way you vibe with aliens as well. You have to believe we are all one. And only from that perspective, only from that stability, can we create everything else. Hey Corey, everyone in Star Trek had an ego though. Exactly. Very good point. Our ego is our greatest tool and our greatest weakness. Very true. Who needs tears here as well? I've also dealt with several bodies with severe, I guess, body dysmorphia. It can be very daunting to deal with and overcome. I'm so happy you're better. Thank you for the love. Joe Bot. Where's Joe Bot? Are you summoning her? I think she might still be sleeping. Our ego can become a great tool, but like any great tool, it can be used improperly. Exactly. I believe we should befriend our ego. Our ego should be something that we see as like a puppy or like a little helper, to the divine part of ourselves. But unfortunately, we find ourselves in a society where ego is us, where we identify with the ego, and I feel that is the problem. The nice thing is the ego is fluid. All sensations is a fluid that shapes into a vessel that we create. In a flash, you can't change the shape of a vessel. The ego is not a solid being. I agree. Ceaselessly melting with the bear. Ceaselessly melting. Giving the ego its own life puts a blindfold on your power. Our visage is but a projection that we create. Beautifully said. I was so sick. I was sure I was kept going. My heart was going to give out. I hope you have overcome it as well, my friend. Thank you, Shan, for reminding us that it's possible. I embrace being older. It's inevitable, so why stress about it? I'd rather manifest aging like a fine wine. Looks fade, while a kind heart lasts forever. Exactly. That can never be taken away from us. The modern woman somehow feels that a career will be better than a family. No wonder. Yeah, we don't know anything. We're all just, falling through infinity right now. I still have some moments where I regress, but I'm much better after being slapped in the face with reality. Thank you, Shan. Love you. Thank you for sending that love right back. So much love. I feel like I'm falling behind on the comments. So I have these giant snails in my fish tank, and they decided to lay eggs in approximately 2 weeks. I'm going to be overrun with over 2,000 baby apple snails. Sounds like both a vibe and a nightmare. I hope it's more vibe than nightmare, but the Joe gonna have those snails. So much love being shared. Well, if you need fun suggestions, you know where to find me. Real snails, man. Can you sell the snails? Maybe. DJ Scratch and Sniff. Hey, actually, the top of the chair is like where the sun is shining right now, so it's a little bit okay. Anyone ever read The Velveteen Rabbit? It's all about accepting yourself for who you are. I haven't, Rambler. I've heard about it though. They're a great source of protein and they taste good from what I've read about them, and the process of selling them is highly regulated. Apple snails. I'm just imagining, like, this the horror, Brother Joe. I'm imagining. No, stop it. Stop it, brain. Stop it. Just like Brother Joe eating them with a spoon. No, stop doing that. I don't want to see that. he out there spouting some garbage about the modern women. It's a perception, right? It's a fractal that he might be seeing. None of us know anything after all. No, Joy. It's not the fact. How is that not a fact? I mean, that's what I've been seeing as well, Brother Bay. So it's it's an interpretation, a archetype, a fractal of some women. It's not all women. I think that's what Joy is getting at. You know, as soon as we say, yeah, women are so, then you're missing the point because it's like telling you, oh yeah, you are this and that, you know, and none of us are this and that. We are everything. I've surprisingly never read the book Rambler, but I have an actual Velveteen Love Rabbit. I mean, if that is not a call to awareness, I don't know what is. Got an alert for high pollen in the end of fall. Shake my head. Even Mama Nature can't control nothing, literally. I will check it out, Beans, please do. The modern woman somehow feels that a career will be better than a family, no wonder. That is some BS, Connor. Exactly. Like as soon as we say the modern women, right? Because there are a lot of women in modernity right now. You know, billions, actual billions. And to say as to make a statement like that is going to fall short of the fullness of what is. I'm saying Rambler, it gets ready to cry. It's like a story from Mama Gaia herself and the sacrifices she makes for us. She's made so much. Some women, there we go. Now we're getting closer. We're getting closer to how it could be. Some women choose careers over families. Are you saying that doesn't happen? I don't think she's saying that at all. I'm just saying, I think she's saying that you shouldn't be making absolute statements about women in general. Somehow feeling is the problem. Somehow feels is the problem here. Yeah, maybe as well. Somehow feels, you know, that you are making less, I guess, of their decisions to pursue career instead of family. You know, their lives after all. It's not your place to decide what's better for someone else. Very well said. I didn't decide anything. The expansion prior condition of consciousness is a sail. The wind guides our lives. The wind guides our lives. Yet we are not without influence, not in control, yet not out of control. May the winds be kind to all. Beautifully said. Yeah, in order to thrive in this reality, for some reason we have to embrace paradox, you know, to recognize that you are infinitely supported and taken care of, while at the same time having to support yourself and take care of yourself. You know, it's like a little bit of a cognitive dissonance in a way as well. Gentle, how did you know that I am a softy beansy? I'm the real though. He's a good cry. Love you. After reading, I could feel your vibe, Rambler. I thought you would. I know you adore Mama Gaia. Like the Rambler literally works with Mama Gaia every day. You know, puts his hands in soil. Literally loves her. I love her for sure. Can't help but. The modern woman has taken power back and now steps forward more free than ever, thanks to the sacrifice of the angels that came before. I love you, ladies. You inspire me. I believe that as well. I believe that the future leaders of our world is going to be feminine, like legitimately, you know, that my goal is to empower not only myself, but every single person that is in these streams. And you friends know that there is definitely more feminine energy in these streams than there is masculine energy, at least traditional feminine energy and traditional masculine energy. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there's a reason for that as well. Women are going to be the future leaders. You know, we've had this patriarchal system for the longest time. It's time for the matriarchs to come. Thank you, Isaac. The divine feminine is coming back with a vengeance. It's true. Kali, the end of the Kali Yuga, right? It's a whole vibe. The future needs to step on me, Queen Energy. Exactly, dude. Kali and Shiva, rather than Isaac and Tiger. You should listen to some songs by women, by The Who and Lizzie Hale. Absolutely soul melting in the most beautiful way. That sounds beautiful. Thank you for sharing that as well, Brother Bay. The chicken is breathing fine. To say it in no Isaac word. I'll give it a shot. The chicken is breathing fine. Okay. I found it shortly after I found out we were having a girl, Lane. We were just summoning you, brother bear. We were just summoning you. I was like, we were talking about metal festivals or concerts, and talking about these individuals pouring their souls out in front of thousands of fans. And while we were talking about this, I was seeing you pouring your soul out in front of thousands of fans in the future. I found it shortly after I found out we were having a girl, and it makes me my weepy eyes still. Can't count how many times I've listened to it. Continue to, brother bear. Love yourself. Like teach her how to love herself as well. I learned a great many things from the space, and for this I'm grateful. Everyone here possesses the ability to teach and spread their hearts. Thank you, everyone here. Thank you, Joe. Lane says, just got done practicing. Now to relax for a little bit before my next class. Love you, Lane. I hope you're doing well, Brother Bear. How's this week been treating you? Has your manifestation come true? The song, The Joke by Brandy Carlty makes me feel that way, Corey. Melty summoned you. We did, Joy Vive. Manifestation is real. Yeah, Lane, I love you, man. Hope you're present as awesome as you are. Trying to make it so, Isaac. Love you at the bed. Cheers to more good times if you all. Love you, Lolo. We'll see you again soon, dear friend. Lane, your picture makes me feel so many awesome emotions. It's pretty cool, isn't it, dude? Pretty badass. Very metal. We are everything. You are everything, dear friend. It's like the sickest image of a dude I've ever seen. It's the women's choice what they want to do. I agree completely. Can I make an absolute statement about my dog? He's cute. That is all. How dare you, Isaac? How dare you? I feel you, brother bear. Yes. Thanks, man. It's almost been 3 years. It's almost 3 years old now, Isaac. The picture still sick, dude. Picture of him. 11/11. Thank you, Shan, for tuning me in. It's a balance. I'll balance it out by making a blanket statement of my cat. I don't know how I miss them, but I can't wait to see him. Hmm, I don't know what that means either. The dog, I'm guessing. Yeah, love. I think our beloved Connor might have, excused himself. Have an awesome day. Love you. Have you? No, no, no. He's still here. I'm gonna head out. Love you. Yeah, he has excused himself. Love you, Bill Connor. Melty, are you only streaming on YouTube today? No, I'm streaming on Reddit as well. It might have dropped. I wouldn't be surprised. They don't tell me, but I wouldn't be surprised. Talking about metal, new album out today. Dude, even more synchrony. So much love to you. Send us a link, please. Mel, do you think to create a more fluid future for humanity, we may have to let go of feminine and masculine energy? I understand the interpretation of all things having duality, yet I think it will change. Only energy, no type of energy. Hmm. I actually think so, Brother Bear. You know, like I don't know if you have, Brother Isaac, but I'd highly recommend for all of you friends to read the Kabbalion by the three initiates. And that kind of goes into detail about how there is duality within everything. That duality is a unity, and without the duality there is no unity. That there is masculine and feminine energy within everything, and it shouldn't hasn't doesn't have to be having a penis or a vagina. It's more the polarity that kind of like arises within nature, and that polarity coming together creates something anew, right? That I believe we are, as you mentioned, moving into a future where that polarity is going to come together, and we're going to create a new world as a result of that. But I don't think the polarity will ever go away. Yet I think it will change. Energy. Is it on Bandcamp right now, Line? Please do. Send us. It'll be on Spotify, other platforms soon. I got a bunch of links on my Instagram. Send them on the Reddit as well, please, dear friend. You dropped some tunes, Lane. He did. Shinansky. Volunteer the Rabbit. It's nice. Check it out. Kartha! Beloved friend. I was just thinking about you today, dude. It's so trippy that you're joining us as well. Sending you so much love. It's so nice to have you. I'm doing well. I'm having some issues with wanting for things to be differently. with my financial situation, but I'm aware and I'm realizing that I'm abundant, you know, abundant enough to have you friends in my life. And it means a lot. Means a lot to have you here, Kartha. Thank you for being here with us. It's so nice to have you. Things are good. Still in a relationship. Stable job now. I'm so happy to hear that, with the bear. So much love to you and your relationship as well. Can you drop the link on the Discord, please do? Playing catch up on bills and life stuff, but getting to the point of peace. You will, Brother Bear. Hmm. I see the Om symbol, like a loop de loop. Sending you love, Brother Bear. You're completing it, man. You're doing so well. I'm proud of you. Kartha, I miss you. Yup. Haven't officially gotten a ring yet, but made the commitment. Brother Bear. Man. Man's getting married. But the Isaac got married recently as well. Also, Mel, you asked if my manifestation was working. It very much has not, but it's okay. We will get through the week. You must manifest even harder, it seems. Like, I'm manifesting with you, but the bear. My week has been interesting as well. Not bad, not necessarily good, but balanced. You know, definitely balanced. I'm feeling very nice and balanced. I remember things were a little rough. I hope you've smoothed over, Kartha. It's so nice to have you here again, dear friend. Sending you so much love, so much abundance as well. You got to be reminded of the picture again. It's so cool. You're not allowed to be the metal bro. The swag police have come into to arrest you. Too much swag to live. You're like, nah. All of that swag, it's like disrupting the space-time continuum. We're gonna put you in jail now. And then you swag the jail into bits, literally swag so hard that the bars start vibrating with the amount of visceral energy coming off of you. The vibrating bars rip themselves out of the walls starting to vibrate. Am I doing a little bit too much? Get that swag! So much swag, of course. I'm watching in the background, but I'm here. We love you, Brother Bear. Present or not, we're always here with you in the now. None is so rich to throw away a friend. Mm. I had this conversation with a friend of mine as well, David, the friend I had my last 2 years of high school with. he he has this vibe, this gentle calmness, this cool. He has swag, like he has big swag. He makes you feel kind of calm and like things are gonna be okay when you're around him as well. And I was kind of like just reaching out to him, like he's finishing university this year, and he was thanking me about being there for him during all of these years, not just abandoning him when I was done with high school and not connecting. I was like I've been presently connecting with him over and over again, and he was thanking me for that. And I told him like you don't have to thank me because that's the only thing that matters. At the end of this life, I'm not going to be concerned with how much money I've made. I'm not going to be concerned with how many things I had. I'm going to be concerned with how much I loved, how many times I had beautiful connections with friends. And yeah, that's the only thing that we need. I like that, Joy. None is so rich to throw away a friend. Now, I see what you're saying there, but in the general entropy, we've been ramping up constantly. I believe that the interpretations of what the universe by humanity will evolve. We will be back to duality. I'm always curious if we get to experience the melting of even those bonds. I have faith. No more separation, even in divine. I mean, I believe that you're feminine, Isaac. That this thing we call body is feminine. And the thing that is piercing out, peering into this infinity is masculine, right? That there is that duality within you. So, in my mind, it's impossible to lose that. And yet, it is completely possible because that's what I call myself to melt more. That perception, that awareness literally melts into this experience where it feels like your body disappears and there only is, right? That is unity. And yes, it can. It can happen. It can feel that way. But if you want to have tangible influence, if you want to do things as, physicality, you have to interact with the feminine as the masculine. And I feel that that duality cannot go away. The only way for it to go away is to die, right? Because then you become completely reunited with what is, but not within this realm, not within 3D. It doesn't have to be. Like, it would be like, I think of it as a dance. I think of it as a relationship between the masculine. There we go. Back. So, yeah, I feel that if it went away, if we lost this experience of duality, we would be losing the very experience we came here for, Brother Isaac. Like, if it went away, we might as well not be here, to say it another way as well. I've heard of people who remember being incarnated, having both male and female in previous lives, having been both. Yes, yes, we are all of it. That right now we are incarnated as masculine individuals and you as a feminine individual. That it is the same consciousness intersecting reality right now. The week has been a masterclass of, oh, you have a rough idea of how your week will go? How about every day we add a new modifier so that you end your week with practically a new man? That was last week for me, Brother Isaac. Like, first, struggles with getting the battery delivered, then my SSD breaking, then I lose. I technically didn't lose them completely. I lost this part of my favorite sandal, so I have like a little piece of steel holding it together right now. I don't know how long it will last, and I was like, oh, my only, I was gonna say my favorite, but my only pair of sandals. Then, like, I can't even remember, and rightly so. Hello, it's a kitty kitch. No, please don't. No. Shelby is trying to drink my water. You have your own water bowl. Hello, Shelby, Shelby. Hello, Shelby, Shelby. Hmm? She's like really coming for my glass of water. This is mine. This is my glass of water. Like, I would let you drink some of it, but I'm allergic to you. So, like, I don't really want to drink water from a cup that you were drinking out of. Hey, Shelby, Shelby. You like my bottle? You do? It's kind of nice, isn't it? Okay, Shelby. See you later. Sweet girl. There we go. But in NC, within 24 hours, North Dakota. I don't know what NC means, unfortunately. Almost been 3 years. You must be looking forward to it, Brother Bear. Love to you too in these tears. I wish you safe travels, Isaac. Please be safe. I've become much more anxious flyer for some reason. I used to love it. Now I literally face death every time and I become friends. Dying is not dangerous, Isaac, is the only thing I can say to that. Blade Runner! Yes! Yes, Joy Vive coming through like a straight gangster. Blade Runner. Love you, Joy Vive. Yes, the fractal connects. It's Blade Runner. Thank you so much. Yeah. Blade Runner was the fractal that came up to my mind and when I was talking about the subject. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you connecting with me to that, piece of information again. Isaac, I feel that about the week. My week was like, oh, how excited for new possibilities. Well, I'll just take that away from you. Yeah. For me, it was the SSD. Like, losing so much data, dude. Like, and I was like literally on the phone tripping out with the people, like legit. They like mark my package as failed to deliver, and then minutes later they call to tell me, oh yeah, I've already, moved on to the next town. I'll try again tomorrow. And I was like, why? why are you like this? And then I come back to my PC, being in the BIOS, you know, going through my BIOS, seeing that my SSD is no longer in my computer apparently. And I was like, nice. I got I got a new SSD in my computer. My computer is working again. Woo! I got that to work yesterday night, actually. After tripping out a bunch of other stuff as well, I had to update my BIOS again because I pressed the BIOS button. I had to use an HDMI cable instead of my display port because that was apparently a problem. Fortunately, didn't have to reseat my CPU and stuff, but yeah. The struggles, and yet here we are on the other side of them. It's so heartwarming to see the softness of your face when you see an animal and have to instantly give them love's melty. I want to love on her so much. I think that's the thing that bothers me the most. Fortunately, she trusts me enough to give her pets with my feet, so I do that a lot. Like she'll literally drop, like a sack of potatoes in front of my feet so I can give her pets. But she trusts me completely to, with my 150-pound body, a little bit more, but to step on her and give her pets. Like I feel very honored to be trusted that much to try and imagine myself as a person seeing this entity towering above me, like 20-meter thing, and to like lay down on the ground and let it step on me and to trust it enough for it to not straight up smash me into the ground. I feel very honored to be able to give her lovin's. The end of the flight, I feel great, and the balance. The beginning is the amping myself up in case I got a sucker punch a Grim Reaper. Death is not dangerous. That's the only thing I can say. I kind of look forward to it in a way. I think of it as it's gonna be a cool adventure for me to finally go on, to die eventually. Oh my goodness, joy! I love the original Blade Runner. There we go. Fractal connects. I have a panic attack just looking at planes. Yeah. And for those possibilities, leave and cannot help but receive the new ones, right? We quite literally cannot have the absence of possibility manifesting bigger and better around the corner lane. It's the way. I'm on a tea break, so my ad is like on X Games mode. My ADD is like X game mode. It's been quite jarring, especially at work. People have been like, "What is going on with Isaac?" Forgetting my sober brain is completely speed. Yeah, same, very much same. I was asking my mom today, "Did you notice there's a difference in me not smoking?" And she told me, "Well, the first week you were pretty irritable." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Oh, you got this for the day. I'm also doing sober October, Isaac. My ADHD, my meds are helping, but I just figured out taking vitamin C actually inhibits the effects of the meds. Very interesting. I didn't know that either. NC is North Carolina, North Dakota. Yeah, dude, please, I beg you, friends, don't give acronyms to states because I don't know them. I don't know them. It's just letters to me. ADHD is like having your thoughts constantly parkouring. Yeah, oh, not this thing. Oh, not that thing. How about this thing? How about this thing? Oh, wow, look at that thing. Oh, look at this thing. I'm not afraid of the danger of death. It's more like I go from a chill here to my subconscious forcing me to think about death for hours. Like a little bit draining. Okay, I feel you. Weirdly enough, I like that. Like I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I kind of enjoy thinking about death in that way. Like thinking about my own mortality, thinking about dying, thinking about what my family would feel, thinking about would I have made a difference in the world, thinking about, you know, like I kind of like it. It kind of allows me more clarity, more presence within my day-to-day life as well. Memento mori, after all. Death is like taking off a tight shoe. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Also, it's not an encouragement to die, by the way. It's not an encouragement to take off the shoe. Like we have to keep walking on this path. Keeping the shoe on is going to protect you from all of the debris you might step in on the way to where it is we're going. But it's not something to be feared. I feel like we live in a society where we're so scared of dying that it's like choking our ability to live. Also, a lot just happened within a couple of hours. Big news. I've been modifying. I've been modifying. Kitty is jumping from chair to chair. I've been modifying my upright bass and furthering more possibilities for performance. I have a big weekend now. I see a sword in stone, and it's glowing bright, brother bear. It's yours, man. Go and get it. Yeah, yes, acidity will mess with the effects on ADHD meds. The more you know. Jasmine tire got a flat on the first day of the week after just having it repaired, so we replaced them all Monday. Then Tuesday, her laptop screen exploded, and then Wednesday, her tire was flat again. It's only Thursday, dude. Like that was legit my last week, but the bay. You know, me and Shan had a conversation yesterday, and we kind of talked about you as well. And I mentioned to her that I think you're going this week, you're having my last week. And knowing that I was okay going through that week, I know that you will be as well. It's only Thursday. I love the image. Me too. The shoe one. I gotta. I want to show you this. Pippi is trying to play with. Pippi. Pippi so badly wants to play with her. Like I'm just trying to play. I'm just trying to play. Shelby is not having any of it. She's like, I'll fuck you up, dude. I'll mess you up. I'll kick your ass, yo. He's like, no, please, please. Please, I just want to play with you. Oh, I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play. Oh, they're my heart and my soul. Ooh, I love being alive so much just for that. Just to have moments like that. Ah, mm, maybe I'll take you up on that, Shannon. Please do. I left a little juice left in mine on accident, and now it's growing a little fuzz monster. After being stagnant for a week. His name is Craig. Yes, a new creature has evolved, has been spawned into reality. I knew if I knew sooner, I'd have made you a rescue remedy for the plain Isaac. I've been reading that fish slash krill oil and zinc enhanced ADHD medication and kratom works in synergy with the meds. Yeah, it is a stimulant, and those are stimulants as well, so I'm sure it will. I would not recommend it, but I'm not a medical professional, so please do not take my advice. You know where to find me, Isaac. Yes, you do. I usually melt when I type North Carolina. You almost always say California instead. It's all good. I have dyslexia, so I totally understand. Love you, brother bear. I'm sorry if I'm being spicy. I just also don't like not knowing. It's like my ego being like, I don't know what it means. Cats are totally representations of the divine feminine laying there all luxuriously. Yeah, and the dog being like, I feel like that dog energy is very much a part of me as well. Trying to learn from the kitties actively. Probably reach out when I'm back. Please do. Sounds good. Okay, today, just solidified this week, essentially, my bass will have a pickup, meaning I can perform my upright through an amplifier. I'm feeling the vibrations. Literally. Brother Lane putting vibes into the infinity. Let's pull a card with that in mind. So beautiful to see the background of your streams every day get greener and lusher. It really is nice. I'm just hoping for more rain these days, Maxine. Like we've only had one bout of rain. Yeah, I want more. Rain. Rain. Rain on us, please, beloved rain. Also, your aura is beaming white today, Melody. Thank you. Thank you so much. You friends definitely helped. I appreciate you so much for sharing these moments with me. Just for sharing these moments with me, right? I don't have control. I don't have control over life, but I can share it. And I appreciate you friends for sharing it with me. Let's pull a card, shall we? Do I want to shuffle the deck first? Fine. I'll shuffle the decks once. Split it in half. So we can get a little bit more variation. That there is within a deck of cards, right? More variations than there are stars in the conceivable universe. It's a whole trip, the infinity. The chances of us pulling any one of these cards are just as likely as us being here in this moment right now. This one? It's me, the tetrahedron. Yeah. Action, the masculine. We were talking about the feminine today, and so it's interesting that the universe is trying to give us an opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate the masculine as well. The tetrahedron is understanding and action. The tetrahedron, with its 4 equal triangular faces, is one of the 5 three-dimensional Platonic solids. The simplest of these solids, the tetrahedron is associated with the masculine aspect and the element of fire. It is a symbol of action and understanding. This is the fire of ambition and the understanding of what it will take to bring ideas and projects to fruition. Is there a mission you have been considering or a decision you have been putting off? Oh, I'm getting called out. Whoa. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I have been putting off a decision. I've been wanting to open a I don't know if you open a business. I want to be selling prints of the flowers I've been making. But for some reason I've been putting it off, worried that I won't receive any support. Look at that. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a plane or something. It's just random line. I didn't hear anything. I'm guessing you friends didn't hear anything either. Or a decision you have been putting off. Now is the time to seek greater understanding and assurance that the path you have embarked upon is in your best interest. Now is the time to take action and initiate movement towards the promotion of ideas and the completion of creative projects. If you are already actively engaged in this process, this card affirms your decision to act and support the inspiration and passion that directs you upon this path. Understand that the evolution of your vision will take energy and focus. Remember to listen to your inner guidance and make certain this action is not mere smoke and flames, but intentional movement towards your highest good. That's a chemtrail. I'm making love, even out of the chemtrails. I mean, could it be a chemtrail? I didn't hear anything. So what made that chemtrail? Love you, little chemicals. Sending you good vibes. Seeing you manipulate yourself into fractals of abundance for all. No spice, bud. Never any real spice between us. I love you, brother bear. No corrections, just sharing info. Fire, yes. Okay, universe. That's a chemtrail. I feel like I'm putting off a decision that I have no idea exists yet. Ain't that a frustration? Oh yeah, dude. Like, and the thing for me as well is, like, my frustration comes from the point where I want to do it right, but I don't know if there is any way for me to do it wrong. And I'm so scared of failing that I don't start, you know. And I'm very aware of that right now. Hairspray, some white vinegar in the air before the chemtrail melts your house, and all the animals do. You can try, little ass. I'm trying to be derogatory, but I don't want to say anything that might be derogatory to anyone else. Try and get me, chemtrails. Fuck you up, yo. You up. Like, it's still, it's so solid. It's still exactly the way it was. You know, it might have been a little bit more dispersed, but and then there's like some wispy ones as well. Nice and wispy. Very nice. Can't touch me, chemtrails. Can't touch me. I can only see love. I can only make love. Feels good. Melt, are you serious? I'm gonna have your flowers all over my walls. I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to. The thing is just, I'm gonna have to use some sort of fulfillment site and then build a website, to get them to work together. Worry has no place in the future, though. Exactly. Aliens made it, of course. Like I wanted to do the aliens thing, and you did it first, Joy V. Thank you. That's why you didn't hear anything. My mom there, something. Hey mom, there's something in the back room. I'm waiting for the know-how on how to proceed on my manifestations. I feel like there's knowledge missing. I feel like we are actively finding that knowledge as well, Maxine. Keep showing up for it, friend. Think it is a creature from above. They use it to read. They used to read my stories, as if my dreams were boring. Thank God someone continued. I was swearing for a minute, Tiger. Take care, everyone. Be safe out there. Thank you, Rambler. Huge Blink fan. Blink 182. Have a beautiful day, Rambler. Love to you too, dear Shan. I love the archetype of making a reference, and then that infinitely long silence as you frantically realize there's no res. I missed it too, Brother Bear, unfortunately. Can't fail if you don't start. Can't succeed either. Beautifully said, Corey. I love some of your flower prints. I'd get an idea of the ones I'd want to. Thank you, Joy Vive. I'm just I'm just worried, I guess. You know, failing failing very much is not something I particularly enjoy. And especially since I assign failure to my own inadequacy, where if I make these flowers and try and sell them and nobody ends up, actually wanting them. Does nobody want me? Stories. We're doing it. We're getting there. Thank you, friends, for encouraging me, for supporting me, for sharing this experience with me. That's my every day at the office. I get that with the office quote time. I've never seen The Office. It's not bad. Hmm. The Office joy. Never. Sorry, Mel. There was a line from Blink 182 song called "Aliens Exist." Ah, man, I might be placeboing myself right now, but for some reason I have like a little bit of an headache and I feel something in my nose. I've been touching my nose this whole time as well. I'm totally placeboing myself. I will make this world a better place. I cannot be chemtrailed. I'll trail you, chems. Cannot stop me. Love you all. Have an amazing day. Thank you. Dear friends, I appreciate you having these moments with me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I love you. Goodbye, everyone. We will make the world a better place. We will make the world a better place. When I say I will make the world a better place, I say it as a promise, as a statement of this moment, of this self. I know we cannot help but make the world a better place. But it's like this choosing. I'm giving you the hangover mouth. I've been casting a spell this whole time. Love you too. Mel, to have no doubts, people would want your flower prints. I believe they do. Thank you, Shan. Thank you so much, dear friend. I appreciate you. My hangover is totally transferred. Good luck. I can handle it. Love you too. The demon shed icing spell. Hangover spell. I didn't even drink and now I'm getting hangover. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day, everyone. I love you all so much. Very dearly. You too. Dear Shan. Thank you, everyone. I love you. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.